Hello and welcome. My channel name is Pages of an Ancient Book. I come from India, the land of ancient stories and deep wisdom. In this channel, I will share with you the legendary tales of Mahabharata, not just a mythology but as real human stories filled with emotion, conflict, and truth. You don't need to be an Indian to enjoy these stories, you just need curiosity. So sit back and let's begin the journey into one of the greatest epics of the world. In the ancient heart of India, there was a forest so sacred that even the winds seemed to whisper mantras through the trees. This forest was Naimisharanya, a spiritual center glowing with peace and divine energy. Into this sacred land arrived a man, Ugrashrava, son of Lomharshan, not just a travel but a storyteller, a knower of the Purans. He had joined from the great Sarpa Yajna, the snake sacrifice performed by King Janmejay, son of Parikshit. From there, he had walked the ground of Samantapanchak, the battlefield where the mighty warrior of Kurukshetra once thundered. But Ugrashrava was not wandering aimlessly. He watched each sacred site with careful eyes, absorbing its silence, its history, its hidden power. And then finally he arrived at the serene forest of Naimisharanya. Today, this holy place lies in the Sitapur district of Uttar Pradesh in India, not far from Lucknow. Even now, if you journey northwest from the city, you may find the gentle flow of the Gomati river, brushing past of trees of their legendary Tapobun. Nowhere else in India was there a forest quite like this, vast, peaceful, alive. Peacocks danced, cuckoos called, and white ducks floated softly over calm waters. Deer grazed side by side with cows, while lions and tigers, it was said, had long forgotten their hunger for blood. Here there was no envy among creatures, only harmony. The hermitage in the heart of the forest pulsed with life. The songs of birds, the gurgle of the river, the rustling leaves together, they wove a lullaby of nature. Trees bloomed with flower, vines crawled around ancient trunks, and the sages found in the quiet beauty the perfect place their meditation and study. And like all sacred places, Naimisharanya had a myth behind its birth. Long ago, this land was ruled by a noble king named Supratik, but his son Durjoy was of a different nature, not in appearance but in spirit. He was cruel, heartless. The ancient texts called such men demons, not because of fangs or horns, but because their heart had lost their humanity. One day, Durjoy learned that the sage Gaurmukh, who lived within his kingdom, possessed a magical stone, the Chintamani. This stone, it was said, could grant any wish, and so of course the demon king desired it. But Gaurmukh was wise. He knew that such power in the hand of unworthy soul would destroy the world, so he refused to give it up. Enraged, Durjoy gathered his army and marched to attack the sage hermitage. But how could a demon understand the force of tapasya, the power of spiritual austerity? With the focused energy of deep meditation, the sages unleashed a fire no mortal could see, and in the blink of an eye, Durjoy and his entire army were reduced to ash. From that sacred ash, a forest was born, glowing calm and divine. That is why it was named Naimisharanya, from the Sanskrit word Naimis, meaning a blink, for the forest had appeared in an instant, born from the flash of divine justice. And it was into this forest that Ugrashrava now stepped, arriving at the hermitage of Rishi Shaunak, the Kulapati, the revered chief of the sages. At that very moment, something extraordinary was taking place. A yajna, a sacred ritual, had been ongoing for not a day or a week, but for 12 years. Sages had gathered from across India to participate in the grand act of devotion. It was a spiritual fire that burned brighter with every chant, every offering, every breath of sacred air. Kulapati Shaunak, as head of the hermitage, bared the entire weight of the divine duty. For 12 long years he had led this ritual. It was no ordinary task. And in the midst of this sacred atmosphere, Ugrashrava Sauti arrived. The moment the rishis saw him, they smiled. Their hearts, tired from the day rituals, lit up. They gathered around him like a children around a fire. "Tell us, O Sauti," they said warmly, "where have you come from? What stories do you bring?" Ugrashrava answered with calm eyes and quiet smile, "I come from the snake sacrifice of King Janmejay. There I listened to the full tales of Mahabharat as told by sage Vaishampayan. Afterward, I journey across the sacred lands from one pilgrim to another. And then came Samantapanchak, where the great war between Kuru and Pandavas was fought. And now, before going anywhere else, I come here to see you all and share with you what I heard." The sages listened, but they were wise. They did not want just fragments or summaries, no shortcut. They want the Mahabharata in full, the way Vyasa had once told it. Vast, layered, filled with mystery, morality, war and wisdom. He sat beneath the ancient trees of Naimisharanya, surrounded by sages, and began to tell the greatest story ever told. This was just the beginning. The Mahabharata is full of such stories of courage, pain, loyalty, and betrayal. If you like this, please subscribe and let's explore this epic together, one story at a time. Thank you for watching, and remember, every story has a lesson if you listen carefully. Thank you.